Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Aries and I'm your online BFF of today. Alright, so yeah, and if you're my return subscribers, thank you so much for clicking my video again and again. So today I have something to share with you guys. Okay, it's just my thoughts, something that I want to share, and feel free to comment down. So yeah, okay, so today's topic is about as free as the sky. So I want you to look up right now, wherever that you are. Imagine looking at the sky. The sky doesn't ask for permissions to be vast, right? It doesn't apologize for taking up space. It doesn't compete with the mountains. It doesn't compare itself to the oceans. It simply exists, right? Limitless, open, free. And yet so many people spend their entire lives trapped inside invincible cages. Not cages made of steel, but actually it's a cages that make of fear, doubt, expectations, regret, and the opinions of others. Today, I want to remind you of something that you have forgotten. You were not born to live confined. You were not born to spend your life seeking permission from other people. You were born to be as free as the sky. Just use this metaphor, alright? So the prison that you can't see. So most prisons that don't have walls, most chains are invisible. The stronger limitations are often the ones that inside our minds, alright? So I want you to think about it. How many dreams have been abandoned because someone was afraid to tell it, failing, afraid of failing, afraid that it won't work out. How many opportunities were missed because someone worried about being judged by other people? So how many people spend years living a life they don't love because they are trying to satisfy expectations that aren't even their own? Alright, so the tragedy isn't that life is difficult. The tragedy is that so many people never allow themselves to truly live. So they become prisoners of what other people think. Okay, so prisoners of all mistakes, prisoners of fears that may never come true. And over time, those invincible chains begins to feel normal. Yeah. And until one day they forget freedom was ever possible, right? You see, the sky never asks for approval. The sky teaches a lessons that most people miss. It never asks permissions to change. Some days it's bright and clear. Other days it fills with storms, right? Is it lagging? Okay, never mind. Sometimes it's painted with colors that leave us speechless, right? The sky. Sometimes it's covered by dark clouds, cloudy and moody. But regardless of its appearance, the sky remains itself. That's beautiful. It doesn't seek validations. It doesn't ask whether people approve. It simply exists, right? Now, think about your own life right now. How much of your energy is spent worrying about what other people think? How many decisions are influenced by fear of criticism? How many opportunities have you ignored because someone else might not understand? The moment that you stop living for approval, is the moment that you begin experiencing freedom. Because freedom isn't doing whatever that you want. Freedom is being able to be yourself without fear. Yeah. You cannot fly while holding an anchors, this kind of metaphor. So I want you to imagine a bird trying to fly while dragging a really heavy chains behind it. No matter how strong its wings are, those chains will eventually pull it down. Many people are trying to move forward while carrying emotional anchors, past failures, old regrets, painful memories, broken relationships, mistakes that they made years ago. Every step forward feels difficult because they are carrying the weight of things that should have been released long ago, right? The truth is, you cannot soar while constantly looking backward. The sky doesn't cling to yesterday's storm. The sunrise doesn't apologize for replacing the darkness, right? Nature moves forward, and so should you. So there comes a point when healing requires letting go. Yeah, not because what happened didn't matter, right? Yeah, but because your future matters more than you know. So freedom begins with one decisions, right? Many people think freedom arrives when circumstances improve, when they have more money, more confidence, more time, more certainty. But freedom begins long before any of those things. Okay, it begins with a decisions that you made. Alright, so a decisions to stop waiting. Stop allowing fear to dictate your choices. Stop living according to someone else's expectations. Alright, so the most powerful freedom isn't financial freedom. Alright, it's not financial freedom. It isn't geographic freedom. It isn't social freedom. It's a mental freedom. The ability to think for yourself, to choose your own directions, to define success on your own terms, to wake up each morning knowing that your life actually belongs to you. That freedom cannot be purchased. It must be claimed. Right? So, we know that the sky has no limits, right? As children, we dream without limits. We imagine possibilities that seems endless. We believe that we can become anything. Then life happens, right? Once you hit your teen, maybe your way past when you start enter adult phase, you see, disappointments happens, failures happens, heartbreak happens. People tell us what's realistic, what's practical, what is impossible, and little by little our world becomes smaller because of their perceptions, right? But the sky never becomes smaller, only our perceptions did. Okay, wait a minute, let me just, okay, I'm back, alright, so yeah, the limits that you believe in today may not actually exist. Many barriers are assumptions, many ceilings are self-imposed, many impossibilities are simply challenges that haven't been solved yet, right? So the moment that you question your limitations, you begin expanding your life, because growth starts where comfort ends. And extraordinary lives are built by people willing to move forward beyond what feels safe. So imagine waking up tomorrow without fear controlling your decisions. Imagine speaking your truth, chasing your goals, taking risks, living authentically. Imagine no longer carrying the burden of trying to please everyone around you. Imagine trusting yourself enough to pursue the life that you truly want. That's what freedom feels like. Not a perfection, it's not certainty, freedom. Freedom, right? So the freedom to grow, to fail, to learn, to evolve and all, to become someone that you could be proud of. The sky doesn't know exactly where every cloud will travel, yet it remains open, and so can you, right? So the sky stretches farther than the eye can see. It refuses to be confined, it refuses to be limited, and somewhere deep inside you exists the same potential. You are bigger than your fears, stronger than your doubts, more capable than your excuses. You were never meant to spend your life trapped by invincible walls. You were never meant to shrink yourself just to fit into spaces that cannot contain your dreams. So you were actually meant to expand, to explore, to grow, to rise. So let go of what is weighing you down. Release the fears that keeps you grounded and all. So I want you to trust yourself enough to move forward, to lead your life with confidence, and remember the sky isn't beautiful. It isn't beautiful because it holds itself back. No. Alright? So it is beautiful because it has no limits, and perhaps the same true for you, right? So I want you to be bold, be courageous, be unapologetical to yourself, and become as free as the sky. Okay? As free as the sky. So yeah. And remember, the moment that you stop living inside your fears is the moment that your life begins to open up like the sky above you, Yeah, that's all. And I hope that today's message, today's topic resonated with you, and feel free to comment down. That's all. That's just my thoughts. Alright, so have a great day. And that's all.